Hey there, vinyl and music community. I just want to take a quick moment here to do a special video. And this is in regards to the passing of Ted Kirkpatrick on the 19th. He was the drummer, mastermind, leader, songwriter, plays drums, guitar, does pretty much everything except sing, of Tourniquet. Tourniquet has been around. If you're not familiar with Tourniquet, you're missed out on this many albums over the years. This many. Those are all the CDs they've released since, what, 91, I think? Was the first one 90, 91. And, yeah, he passed away on the 19th, so a couple days ago. Started having symptoms 4 months ago of a lung issue. Apparently has never tested positive for COVID or anything like that, so it doesn't seem to be related to that. There's all, whatever, it can go either way, but started having some chest pressure, chest pain, whatever. They did a check, they found this fibrosis type stuff in his lungs, and it's considered terminal, and it, 4 months later he's passed. Now, I'm curious. He's been in the process of recording the latest Tourniquet album. There was a Kickstarter out there. We all funded it, and we keep getting updates. It sounds like it's progressing along, so it's really sad. I'm not worried about the fact that the album's not done, but what I'm wondering about is, okay, a lot of times the first thing you lay down in the studio for songs tends to be the drums. And so I'm just curious how much of it was actually done, and is somebody going to later take the reins and just as an ode to him, his last recordings, we may see that in the future if somebody picks it up. I know he had special guests and stuff come. Anyway, real briefly, I just want to give a quick rundown on some of my stories behind Tourniquet. I've been a fan since day one. Now, prior to Tourniquet coming out, and this is sort of related and sort of unrelated, but sort of related, back in, and I totally don't remember the year on that, 1986. Holy Danger, One Way. Most people consider this the prequel to Tourniquet, but really it's Guy Ritter, who was the vocalist who went on with Tourniquet to be. But back in the day when we had this, and it's in the independent, this is just a CDR that I copied. It was a cassette only release CDR that I burned years ago to preserve this onto digital format, and love this album. It's kind of, it's metal, it's kind of quirky, it's just loved this album. But so Holy Danger, that was the big thing. Okay, we all loved Holy Danger. Then all of a sudden, hey, we hear Holy Danger, and like I say, it's not really technically a change of name, but Holy Danger changed their name to Tourniquet. That was kind of the way we felt it was. But really, it was Guy Ritter. Gary Lanier played with Holy Danger for a while. And so basically, I think it was just the two of them. I don't think Ted was involved in this. But anyway, I could be wrong. I'm forgetting a little of the history from way back in 86, 87, 88, whatever. So later, we started hearing rumblings of Tourniquet. And then we got their first album. So Stop the Bleeding. Absolutely, in my opinion, the first three Tourniquet albums, as far as their catalog, these are just, to me, masterpieces. Everything, every note, technical, metal, borderline thrashy, borderline thrash. It's all over. Intensely, lyrics are, very, a lot of medical terminology and stuff. I believe Ted worked in the medical equipment field or something. A lot of it's not like just cheesy lyrics. It's just some really weird, deep stuff at times. Ted's a big animal rights activist. There's songs on all of the albums. Every album has probably like at least one there. Arc of Suffering was the song on this album, and it made it to be their first video. It talked about animal testing and stuff. He's a big advocate for that. And so I got this album back in the day. I had a magazine and I reviewed music, and this was the fourth and final full-size issue. And you can see here I have Tourniquet in there. And I made, a pretty big review here on Tourniquet, and I made the comment in here The band rides the fine line between thrash and superpower metal. The drums pound with mind-blowing excellence and originality. This is, in my opinion, some of the best drumming out on record today, and I still stand behind that. I mean, to me, it was mind-blowing, the technicality and the stuff that he did. And anyway, I did that in my little magazine that reached, who knows, a couple, 200 people in the world. And it eventually reached Ted at the time. And one day, and this is prior internet, this is not when it's easy to find somebody, no cell phones or whatever, but one day, back in the day, I was living in base housing, I believe. The phone rings, and it's Ted. Hey man, I read your review. I just want to thank you for the kind words you said. It was the gist of it, about my drumming and stuff. So that was my first introduction to interacting with Ted. Over the years, with the other magazines I've written for, I have interviewed Ted and company a couple times. Been Facebook friends with him ever since Facebook, started everything. So, I don't say I know him intimately or personally, but I've had interactions with him over the years, and of course have all their music. So yeah, this was a big blow. He has been, and still is, one of my favorite drummers on this particular, side of music. And this was a big blow, unexpected, and I really do hope that the music that he's made in the past year or so, that this new album has worked out, I hope it sees the light of day. I hope somebody comes back in and at least tries to find a way to finalize some of the songs, because that would have been the last stuff he worked on. And yeah, so real briefly, I mean, these are some of, they have in past couple years reissued some of their stuff on vinyl, and may or may not be as easy to find now because these are limited, but a long time ago, they reissued this. This is what the remastered reissue cover that they changed up. It's on red. There's a couple different versions of this. And then they went back, because the band went in and remastered everything, added some bonus tracks, and that's based on that. Then they came back, remastered again, and put it out with the original cover. And this is the most recent reissue, and may or may not. I mean, I have to check. These probably are out of print now. Again, there was the remastered edition that came out by the band years ago. This was on blue. There's some of these have multiple colors out there. And then these were reissued again with the first album. And actually, I think because I don't really need 2 copies of the album, I think I do have the other ones listed for sale on Discogs, as far as the newer ones. Because I know the third album, this is the remastered version, and it came out not too many years ago. It comes with the full poster and everything. I've shown these in past videos, but the original copy I had of this, it was released by the band, I have sold. So the other 2, I believe, are still up for sale. So they're just, not super cheap. Vanishing Lessons came out a handful of years ago. This is with the new singer and that album. And then their most recent album that was also a Kickstarter years ago was the Gazing at Medusa. Hopefully, more of their material, will be released on vinyl by somebody, since they were doing the other ones, I'm hoping now. And in his absence, maybe as an ode to him, we are going to start seeing more of the reissues, that hopefully the family will release them, because there are just so many great albums. This was the Vanishing Lessons, which did come out on vinyl, and then they had this EP, Carry the Wounded, kind of an acoustic-y, just great stuff, kind of on the lighter side. Crawl to China, probably one of the albums that, I don't know, a lot of people kind of didn't like it, but I love everything about this album, and there is a reissue of that in years. So they did a full-on acoustic album, great stuff. And then they went through the series. This is all just, all out there, thrashy type stuff. Microscopic View of a Telescopic Realm. Telescopic Realm. I knew there was something that didn't sound right when it came out of my mouth. Where Moth and Rust Destroy. And you can see these are autographed by Ted and the main 3 guys in the band at the time. Ted and Luke, Aaron. So some of these, I guess, because of, I don't know, probably got it right from the band. Antiseptic Bloodbath. Onward to Freedom. This is one of the ones that has a lot of guests on it. Michael Sweet from Striper, a bunch of other people involved. King's X, just a lot of, like, there's so many great people in here. You can see Ted's the mastermind behind it. Writes most all the music, and then performs most all the music, and then has singers in. And then we had, I don't know why this case is dirty, but Gazing to Medusa. Since then, we had some, these are kind of compilations of stuff where he put together, like this is a lot of stoner rock stuff, includes some solo stuff that he did as stoner rock under his own name. And this is kind of like a lot of the epics. You can see that one's autographed by him too. So, ton of music. Would love to see reissues of some of this. But anyway, it's just so sad. Now also, I may go back and do a video on this. I feel kind of bad because back on July 29th, we lost another great musician, Michael Bloodgood. And I should have, it was a really crazy week in the past couple of weeks, and I should have really stopped and done a dedication video to him. He, Bloodgood, Michael Bloodgood, the Bloodgood Band, very instrumental, even before, before the days of Tourniquet. They were in my CD deck and albums and everything, and so I may go back for that. But at this point, fresh on the heart, fresh on the mind, Ted Kirkpatrick, we're going to miss you, brother. Great stuff. Sadly, it's the end of Tourniquet as we know it, and like I say, hopefully we'll get to hear some of that last music he was recording. But prayers to his family and all of those involved, and that's it for this one. Thanks a lot for watching. Rock on and rock hard.